Hi there, welcome back to video number 18 in our QuikStrike series for February. Today we are going to cover the Manage QuikStrike menu item. This will allow us to be able to go find all those spreads that we save and take a look at the different ways that we can uh, review those items and get quick access to them, maybe even edit them or send them off via PDF, that type of stuff. So let's get started here. Just as an initial reminder, we landed again on the product overview page. Every time we log in, we're going to come to our favorite product in our favorite product group and land on the product overview page. This information, the product group and product, you can manage over here in the My Account section in your preferences. So you can change where you start depending on what product happens to be active for you at that point in time. So let's jump into this Manage QuikStrike section. So there's three parts: option spreads, future spreads, and watches. Let's take a look at option spreads first, just to give you a quick idea of what's happening over there. So if you've watched any of our other videos, you've seen that in the past we've saved a couple trades that we've built. So all the trades that we build over in the Trade Builder or Calendar Builder, we haven't covered this yet, but we have covered Trade Builder. Anything we build and save will show up in this option spreads section, okay? So once you save a trade, and we're going to do another example of saving a trade just so you can see the difference. Once you save a trade, everything in terms of management here, even a little bit of editing, but we don't recommend the editing over here, but all the management starts on this Manage QuikStrike option spreads page. So let's just go build another one so we could see. Right now we have two in there. So let's go to Trade Builder and let's build, let's go out to May and build the trade, see what we have. So do something simple. Let's do a simple put spread, okay? And we'll calculate that. And we will see that we have theoretical price of 4.5 ticks, okay? And we like it. We're just going to go with it and we're going to save it. So let's save it. So let's do a couple things. So uh, we can rename this. So I'm just going to change from custom to put spread. Okay, we like the price because we traded 4.5, or we're watching it from 4.5, and this reference is going to default to where the future was at the time. And we're generally should ignore this type section. Just leave it at quick spread set, and we'll probably remove that at some point in the future. You're good with your premium, and let's just check this watch item because we're going to be talking about watches in here as well. So let's take a look at what happens there. So we're going to save this. Okay, and we're going to jump right over to our option spreads, and what we should see is a new item, and there we go. There's our new item, and it's our May 360 370 put spread. So now what do we get when we're in here? Okay, so the details link lights up, as well as the description that you typed in for that spread. So the details link, that this gives you the ability to just review these very quickly within the window itself. Okay, so this is a little pop-up version of that trade, just like what you see on the other page. This is a pop-up version of that trade. So pretty quick and easy access to that. Um, what we have over here is this is whether or not the spread is currently set as being watched. So right now you can see that there's two minus signs and a plus sign. So these two minus signs are currently in our watch list because the plus sign will, when we click on it, will allow us to add it to our watch. Okay, and we'll go through an example of that. But this tells us remove from watch, add to watch. Okay, but that's what that indicator is. This tells you what tool you built it in, of course, your symbol, right? And then you'll notice that these titles light up as links as well. So let me just click on this, and what you're going to see is this is going to pop up. I'll bring it into view. So you can open up any trade that you create, and we saw that you can open that up in Trade Builder as well. But you can open this up and play with it right in here, create a PDF, look at it, look at the risk analysis for this. So that's what that link lets you do, is pop open and take a view of things. This price is where you traded it. Okay, so this is just the details of the trade in general, and then the trade date that's associated with that. So we built these last week, and we built this one today. And then this is what we call the option menu, and you can view this, and that's going to pop open that window we just saw from that we saw when clicking on this link. We can edit this. Now, this is a very original version of the Trade Builder editor. I'm going to dissuade you from using it here only because it's much different than the other one. You can experiment, go ahead, but I'm not going to show you because I don't want to encourage you um, to take the time to learn that, because you could do everything over in the trade builder itself. And then finally, if you want to get rid of something, you can delete it from here. Okay, so if I hit delete, it's going to ask me first, and I'm going to cancel out, so we don't do that. Okay, so we noticed that, like we said, we had two minus signs, which means that there were two watches. So let's go jump over to the watch list, all right? And we're going to see that there are two watches in here, and those are the two that we had one that we had in there already and one that we created today, as you see here. Now, the difference in the watch list is, again, you're going to see the details link, right? So it's going to bring up what you built, and you can see it embedded in the window. Um, we'll talk about this in 1 second. This is not clickable, this watch name. That's what, so you're going to be stuck with the details as being your only way to go through it. And then what you're going to see is where, this is going to give you where things are right now. So it's saying the futures are currently at this level. Here's our current price for this spread. Here's where we traded it. Here's our P&L in ticks, and then here's our P&L in dollars. And then over here we can view this like we did with it, where it will pop open a new window, or we can delete this watch altogether. Now keep in mind, when we delete the watch, you're only deleting the watch, you're not deleting the trade, so you're just deleting it from this list. So let's just do that for now. Let's delete our old put fly, delete that watch. I'm going to say okay, and now it's gone. So if I go back to option spreads, now you see that put butterfly that had a minus sign, now it's got a plus sign. So what the hovers are not working on video, so I apologize for that. But if we click on this, what you're going to see is now I could uh, add this to the watch list. I'm going to leave just the name that it has and say okay, and then that will go away. And I'm going to add this one too. I'll say okay, don't click it again, this will go away. And now when I go over to the watch list, I'm going to see all three of my trades. So here you go. It's going to tell me where I traded it, what it's currently worth, and my P&L. So this is nice. Generally speaking, when I create a trade and I'm saving it, typically I want to keep an eye on it, so I always check the watch box. And there's a good chance that these two option spreads and watches menu items will merge into one thing at some point. So, but this will give you a feel to the differences and how to utilize both of them. Okay, so we skipped over this tag filter. So what we can do here is you can tag these different groups on here, or you can create different tag groups on here. And I'll show you the best way is to show you an example. So if you want to have a bunch of them in here, you can filter this, as you see up here on the button on the right hand side, filter and say only show me these tags. So let's create a tag here and call it flies. Okay, let's spell it this way just for good measure, because it's butter beef, we know how it's spelled, but let's spell it this way. So I'm going to add that tag, and now what I could do is I can say make that part of that, make that part of that. Okay, and then I could filter here and I could say just show me my flies, and it's going to show me my flies. And I could filter again and say exclude flies. Okay, or I can clear this altogether. All right, now you can I can create a new tag here for this, and I could say just spreads. I will keep it that way, keep it simple. And now I can say make this a spread. And I could also have multiple tags on the same trade. So when I come in here and say, give me spreads, even though the grouping may not make sense, it's good from an example standpoint, okay? So that's how you use these two pages, and it's gonna tell you where you're currently filtered. So if you come in and go, hey, where is everything? Now you know where it's actually, that it's being filtered, and you need to come over here and clear it so you can see all the trades that you have available. Now, finally, we have our future spread section. So we have one in here, and I think we've created that as part of a demo before as well. So the difference with these is these are future spreads. These are obviously option spreads or calendar builders, which we haven't covered yet. But again, you have the detail link, and I can see that spread pop open in here, and I can get all the same information I get on the page itself. All right, and over here I can view it and show that pop up or delete it and get rid of it from the list. Now recall, you did that over here in the futures info spread builder, and let's just build another one just for practice sake. And I can hit calculate. This one's going to be a little bit more straightforward. After I calculate it, I can hit the save as and ZCK6-N6, okay. And when I come over here to future spreads, I now see 2, K6N6, click on it, and there is my spread. So that's it for today. We covered the Manage QuikStrike, so now you know all those option spreads that you saved or would like to save, or future spreads that you saved. They're all going to be available right here. And as an FYI, we may very well be adding another piece to this for the vol spreads you create, and we did that earlier this week in a demo as well. So as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to give us a holler, either through contacting us through one of these means down here, LinkedIn or Twitter, or following us up with an email here from the support section. So thanks very much, and appreciate you taking the time to watch the videos.